Let's continue on our series Adventurous Action. If you didn't watch the first parts, check the links in the description. Fortunately, Jumong was conscious and joined the battle. He fire thumping them with a lot of outrage. When he battle, everybody simply stand and watch since his abilities are outstanding. He's alone against like 7. So they decide to take off and Jumong additionally pursues them, yet they had horses and they escape. They check the dead bodies, and Seong illuminate them. They are the Hengin troopers they met during a weapon exchange the last time. The survivors return and inform their boss, Bimang, they were crushed by the guards. He arranges them to collect every one of the soldiers without a moment's delay. Seong makes some research and illuminate them. The one who is after them was the leader who represented Hengin in the trade. He defied orders and attempted to steal the weaponry and gold. This act brought light and he was stripped out of his position. He then, at that point, assembled a group of followers and renegaded, so Seong suggests they head back to Buyo. Jumong joins his men and they have a beverage. Murray enlightened them that these bandits are tougher than the normal Hengin troopers. And no big surprise, even the Supreme Guards are no match for them, so the three wish to return to Buyo. Jumong let them know that regardless of what misfortunes he might go over, he would in any case need to arrive at Gosun country. Jumong advises them to follow him to the criminals' hideout. In Buyo, King Gimwa recalls when Governor Yang Jing told him the Han dynasty is getting ready to wage a war against the barbarians of Southwest Yi. The Han Emperor maintained that Buyo should give out 10,000 troopers to the cause, in return for Emperor's benevolence. The ministers have some meeting and General illuminate them. They can prepare the soldiers in Buyo as well as those at the border. Yet in the event that they convey Sekuldo troops, Buyo's guard won't be compromised. Daiso asks if Buyo sends out reinforcements, what might they at any point gain out of it? Chanan lets him know they can without much of a stretch settle the trade issues. And furthermore trade to learn the art of producing steel from the Hans. One lets them know the Han won't consent to it with such ease. Governor Yang Jing sends his man Dong Sun to arrange a confidential meeting with Daiso. He comes and the governor illuminate him that assuming they convey the reinforcements, he will ensure that each Buyo fighter gets compensated however much a Han warrior. Daiso requests that all Buyo soldiers be equipped with steel weapons and protection, and be permitted to get back with them. After that, Daiso comes to the royal chambers and inform the king what he talked about with the governor. The king tells him assuming the Han lose this war, how many soldiers will make it back alive. The king furiously tells him assuming the Han try to oppress Buyo once more, he's ready to do battle with them. Jumong and his men sneaks around the enemy territory. He sneaks inside and observe the area. He get to see a lot of warriors being trained. Tragically, one sees him yet he reacts quick and silence him. Murray likewise was sent to spy a certain route and there are a few traders going through this road. That second they are ambushed by the bandits. They begin beating these traders and kill the majority of them. Murray understand this group isn't a joke. He returns to Jumong and illuminate him beside the ones under training. There are still around 20 of them. And furthermore 90 odd detainees who will be sold as slaves. Murray also comes and inform them there are 2 road prompting the hideout. He enlightened them how the bandits generally wait and ambush at a specific route. That second they see the court traders being taken to the criminals' barracks. Bimang asks his man whether they have checked Sosono and the merchants' movements. He inform him yes and they are currently at the motel. Bimang lets him know they will trap them the second they are going to leave Hengin. Jia begs Sosono to give them orders to pull out. Sosono, in the wake of looking deep into this matter, she conclude they pull out. Jumong comes that second and is educated the ongoing plans. Sosono says it's a pity yet there could be no alternate way. Jumong says he will comply with Miss requests. Yet before Jumong illuminates her, sometimes forfeits must be made in the event that they need benefit. Assuming they quit because they fear to lose, they will not get an opportunity of winning. Jumong asks her for 2 additional days. Sosono agrees as expected. Jumong inform his men however on their side this is a suicide mission. So Jumong inform them assuming that it's bothering them, then he will go alone to the bandits' hideout. Yet as we probably are aware the 3 can't allow that to occur, so they go together. They pretend to be as merchants and pass through this risky route. True to form they are attacked by the bandits. They give up to them and they take them directly to the camp. Bimang comes and his men illuminate him. Bimang pass through them and is glad to catch these strong young men. They put them in the cells. Jia comes and inform Sosono and Seong Jumong and other 3 went to the bandits' hideout. Seong tells Sosono it seems as though Jumong can no longer act as a weapon for her. Marie notice what is going on and inform the fellas that it seems to be there's aren't many guards looking after this cell, and they simply have to deal with the 4 at the entrance. Jumong will likely kill their leader, and the rest will break into disarray. Inside, Bimang is informed somebody from Buyo is here to purchase the slaves. Sadly was Dochi's man, Han Dang. He sends his watchman to view the slaves and check whether there are any good ones. They have a beverage, and after some time one guard comes and inform him something. Han Dang emerges and affirm it's Jumong and the other three. That late night, Jumong and his men choose to begin their main mission. Yotbo, who's the strongest among them, utilizes his solidarity and frees himself. He unties the rest and Marie pretends to have some issue. When the guard comes to check, Yotbo beats him and he passes out. They use this opportunity and breaks out of the cell and thumps the available guards, after they head to finish up their chief. But reaching inside his room they find nothing. It goes up to be a trap and the guards have surrounded the entire spot. Han Dang was the master planner of this. They have no option but to surrender. After, Han Dang gives Bimang deal to kill them all and he will be rewarded handsomely. Yet Bimang is simply centered to get his hands on Sosono. In the early morning, Han Dang chooses to leave for certain slaves he purchased. Bimang's man illuminate him if what Han Dang said is valid and Jumong is actually a prince. They get into trouble if they kill him, however catching Sosono is their main goal. Han Dang returns and inform his manager as expected. Byang was in the cover listening to every single word said. In the divination palace the functions goes on. High Priestess Yomilyu this time blacks out. They take her inside and she manages to recover. Governor is bothered over delay from the king's decision. Dai So inform him that if they try hard it will only make it worse. Governor says in the event that they cannot decide soon, then it leaves him with no choice. It's extremely fascinating in aiding Dai So, but if he's holding back because he fear his father, their friendship needs to end here. This irritates Dai So and Prime Minister inform him at times no one can do anything about it because he needs to wait for the king's decision. Later the king requires the governor, Gimwa, decide not to send reinforcements. The governor enlighten him this will catalyze the breakdown of Buyo's diplomacy with the Han. The king inform him that in the event that the Hans will neglect their ties along these lines, then it just goes to show how unreasonable they are. Governor choose to give him some time, yet Gimwa have already decided. Governor infers that assuming the Hans finishes up the barbarians, the emperor should seriously consider doing the same to Buyo. Gimwa fumes and sends him to let their emperor know that Buyo will be completely ready for it. After the governor leaving, Gimwa illuminate the rest in regards to his choice. They absolutely never bring it up again. Then orders the chief general from this second onwards, he need to move the whole Buyo's military into fight position. Yomilyu is likewise informed about the king's choice. This is becoming interesting. The general begins his work and orders General Chun Ji-yu to make for Sakuldo and start to beware of the warriors and provision. And furthermore, General Ji-yu ought to order all officials in and beyond Buyo to keep an eye on their weapons and provision. The ministers also gather to examine the matter. Prime Minister informed them instead to attempting to stay away from the war. They ought to really concentrate and consider a method for winning, and the issue is the salt. In the event that they don't get a stockpile of it, citizens and the soldiers will die. On the side of Chief Yuntabal, Wote illuminates him in the event that war erupts, they ought to move back to Gairu. Chief inform him when Buyo activates the soldiers, it's not past the point of no return in the event that they move. Seong comes and informs Sosono 2 days are up, still no fresh insight about Jumong. Sosono informed them she's going to the bandits' hideout herself. She need to get Bimang to drop his grudge against her. She will go with Seong. She comes to the camp and they inform her the manager is not around this time, so they choose to throw her in a similar cell with Jumong. Jumong is shocked to see her. He fails to see what she's also doing here, but Sosono instead is worried about him. She illuminate him she came to make deal with the bandit chief. That late night Bimang returns and they inform him Jumong is stranded because what he expected was different from this. Sosono says him and her are the same. They have some romantic moment. Thus Sosono illuminate him she have already put her destiny in return for his life. In everything there's advantages and disadvantages, so this is their opportunity to. But before they express their feelings the guards come and take Sosono. They carry her to their chief. Bimang is dazzled with her guts to come here. Sosono says she want to work with him. She informed they are going to go Sanguk. Bimang lost everything as a result of her, however she will re-establish all that he have lost. That evening Dochi meets Prince Yongpo and illuminates him Jumong was caught by his trade accomplice, and Hang Dang requested that he kill Jumong. Yongpo tells him not to uncover this to any other person. He excitedly informed the family Jumong is dead. He enlightened them the entire story. Daiso is curious about Sosono's safety. That very night Byang comes and meet Lady Yowa. She illuminates her Jumong is at serious risk. She stresses and her worker encourage her to see Yuntabal. The following day Daiso comes and informs Chief Yuntabal about what he heard. Rather, the chief says an exchange bunch will undoubtedly runs over numerous risks along the street. As dealers they must acknowledge this much, and the chief trust Sosono is stronger than Daiso think. While he's leaving at exact second, Lady Yoa appears. She say thanks to Yuntabal for taking care of Jumong. They move inside and it's a similar issue, yet he illuminate her he's not stressed. However, she insisted and inform him she heard Jumong is at present caught by bandits and his life is at serious risk. Yuntabal quickly arranges Wote to select some guards and go to Heng'en country. On this side, Jumong is removed from the cell with his men. They are astonished to see Sosono free, and furthermore they free them as well. They show their respect to the prince. They return and jubilate about this. They inform Jumong Sosono have feelings for him. Jumong overlooked this. She didn't put her life in extreme danger because she leads the merchants, yet reality she have feelings for him. On their way to Gosan, Bimang and his men joins the trip. Sosono enlighten them they will go with them to Gosan. In Buyo, salt turns into a major issue and everybody is grumbling about the little stock of salt. Disarray starts in the town. The king accumulates every one of the imperial individuals. They illuminate him the issue around the town. Wote returns and inform the chief, Jumong, and everybody is safe. Later the chief comes and meet the king. He says for Buyo he might want to help. He will give 2,000 sol worth of salt that his group currently possesses. The king says he will be grateful. However, he's interested to know why Yuntabal is helping. Yuntabal wished to establish a weapons factory at Gyaru. The king agrees. He after meet Lady Yoa and illuminate her Jumong is fine. Lady Ye Soya meets the priestesses from Sakuldo, and inform Priestess Ma Ryung how she need her be the replacement of High Priestess Yomilyu, after Daiso turns into the main successor to the throne. He will have her as the new High Priestess. Priestess Yomilyu meets Lady Yoa and recounts her a story how she was in love with Prince Gimwa. Yet her destiny was to be a priestess. She was not permitted to cherish a man. Even now she look at His Highness as somebody she adores. She proceeds and asks Lady Yoa to forgive her for what she did. Lady Yoa understands she's attempting to convince her to persuade His Highness to submit the demands to the Han country. And Lady Yoa says she can't do that. She illuminates her that through Jumong, she will help realize the goals and dreams of His Majesty and Hamosu. Jumong and group reach in Gosan country. They find hopeless occupants in the villages. The citizens are poor and they live in misery. They camp that evening and Seong asks why the residents are so poor. Jumong trusts that there's a mountain of salt regardless of whether everybody is doubting. Toward the beginning of that day, they begin looking for the mountain without help from anyone else. It gets time and they surrender. Bimang comes and is exceptionally enraged and thinks Sosono lied to him. That exact moment an elderly person comes and guarantees them the salt mountain exists. They move inside and he recounts a story to the group. After the Gosan people found the salt mountain, they recaptured their hope. Yet everything changed after Choryosung turned into the Gosan sorceress. She believed that the salt mountain was cursed and obstructed all the entrances to the mountain. And since nobody has had the option to go to the mountain, Sosono inquire as to whether there's a way they can go to the salt mountain with them. The Grand agrees. He need to give trust that he once felt back to people. They begin moving and he shows them a mountain. We shall continue from here the next time. Subscribe to the channel to help it out. Thanks for watching.